Hi, Fenville families. Welcome back. I think we're going to finally finish our book today. I'm so excited. I can't wait to find out whose team, the blue team or the yellow team, actually won the Olympiad. Chapter 25. By the way, did I mention that the yellow team won the Olympiad and that I am now wearing a gold medal around my neck? We got our answer in the first sentence. Well, we did. And I am. It was a tight race for us, though. The deciding factor was the Triple C event, the clean and clear, clutter-free competition. Our team scored really well on that, thanks to Robert. In the clean desk category, he blew the judges away by bringing a mini vac and sucking up all those little pencil shavings that fall out of the pencil sharpener and collect in the corners of your desk. He got bonus points for that. That Robert. He does come in handy sometimes. You won't believe what lost it for the blue team. Picture this. The judges are in the blue team's desk, and they come to Luke Whitman's. While they're checking his desk to see if it's orderly and uncluttered, he reaches into his back pocket where he keeps a half of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich because he never wants to be without a snack. Luke had to sneeze and he couldn't find a tissue, so he took his sandwich out, unwrapped it, and get this, blew his nose in the wax paper. Ew! If that wasn't bad enough, when he took the wax paper away from his honker, there was a mixture of chunky peanut butter and boogers spread like silly putty across his face. If you're going to lose a clean and clutter-free competition, that's the way to do it. If it were up to me, I would have given old Luke extra points for grossness, but the judging committee didn't see it that way, which I guess is good because, in case I didn't mention it before, I'm wearing the yellow team gold medal around my neck. After the medal presentation, Papa Pete offered to take everyone out for a celebration. We walked over to McKelty's Rolling Bowl, where Papa Pete is a regular at the coffee shop. We were a big group, and Frankie and his parents, Ashley and her parents, Robert and his mom, Emily and me and our parents, Papa Pete, and of course, Cheerio. Papa Pete ordered root beer floats for everyone except Cheerio. He had his favorite, an order of chili fries. Light on the chili, though, because it gives him gas. Believe me, you don't want to be around Cheerio when he's got gas. Papa Pete made a toast to all the kids, not just for winning, but for participating in the Olympiad. Then I clinked my spoon on top of my glass to get everyone's attention, and I stood up. I want to thank the two best friends any winning pitcher could have, I began. First of all, my manager, Ashley, who wouldn't take no for an answer. I turned to Ashley. Ash, I don't know how you knew that I could do this, but because you did, I feel better than I've ever felt in my whole life. Thanks for believing in me. Better than when we got that stink bomb and threw it down the elevator shaft while Mrs. Fink was in the elevator? Ashley, I whispered. What are you, nuts? Don't tell everybody that. I turned to my mom and tried really hard to laugh. Oh, that Ashley, I said. She has such a wacky imagination. My mom gave me another one of her, we need to talk about this later looks. I thought I had better go on with my speech really quickly before there was some time for any questions from the parent section. Frankie, you're the man, I said. It's amazing how you talked me through that last inning. Without you, I would have never been able to do what Ashley knew I could do, but I thought I couldn't do. Zip, if I understand one word of what you just said, I think I would be deeply touched, said Frankie. Everyone at the table laughed. To the good Doctors Wong and Dr. and Mrs. Townsend, and to Mrs. Upchurch, thank you for having great kids, I went on. And to Papa Pete, who has been playing catch with me for as long as I can remember, I'd like to make you an honorary inventor of the Zippity Zinger. Hanky, said Papa Pete, wiping some whipped cream off his mustache. Of all my inventions, and that includes the knockwurst with baked beans and sauerkraut with corn rye and one only yellow mustard special sandwich, the Zippity Zinger is the one I'm most proud of. I looked over at my sister. She was sitting next to Robert. Don't gag or anything, but they were holding hands. Emily, none of this would have happened without your lucky monkey socks, so thank you for having them in the first place. And congratulations on winning the Brain Buster. I really do appreciate how smart you are, especially since it takes a lot of pressure off of me. At least Mom and Dad got one smart kid. Emily reached over to try and give me a hug, but fortunately, I was quick enough to avoid her arms. Wrapping herself around me was not necessary. Plus, it was completely unacceptable in a crowd. And last but not least, I want to thank my mom and dad for showing me that you don't need a lucky charm to launch a Zippity Zinger. My mom smiled and blew me a kiss, which I'd rather she wouldn't do in public, but I've learned that there's no stopping her. My dad took a pencil out from behind his ear and waved it at me. That was big because unless he was going to write a word down or across, his pencil lives behind his ear full time. Suddenly, I felt a hot wind on my neck. Then I smelled onions burned in a tar pit. Who do you think's behind him? I turned around and I looked directly into the mouth of Nick McKelty. His teeth headed in every direction, north, south, east, and west, except up and down, and he was laughing like a hyena. "The Zippity Zinger, that's a laugh," he said, spraying small drops of saliva on my chin. "There's no such thing. You're just one lucky little dude." "Yep, you're right, McKelty," I said. "I am lucky, and I am little. But guess what, big guy? I won." I held up the gold medal. The reflection from the disco ball caught it, and a ray of golden light flickered in McKelty's eyes. "Nick, I'll bet yours looks great in the light, too." Ashley said, "Oh, I'm sorry," I said. "You don't have a medal. What a shame." "Hey, there's always next year when you repeat 4th grade," Frankie said. I picked up my root beer float and clinked glasses with Frankie and Ashley. McKelty stomped away to where his father was waiting for him at the shoe counter. The last thing I saw before I turned back to the table was him spraying foot deodorant into a pair of size 9 tan red bowling shoes. Well, he does that so well. There's a future for everybody. "This calls for a toast," I said. I raised my glass high in the air. Unfortunately, I raised it too high, way too high. I think I'd like to mention here about root beer with ice cream floating in it, that when you fling it into the air, it sails out of the glass, goes straight up and lands on a big plop on the front of your pants in the immediate area of your zipper. When I looked at the root beer spreading like a wild river across my pants, it looked like one thing and only one thing. And I'm sorry and embarrassed to have to bring this up, but the truth is, it looked like I had peed my pants. If I had thought my mom blowing me a kiss in public was embarrassing, you can imagine how I felt when I saw her hands moving toward me with a napkin. "Mom," I shouted, "stop right there. Think about what you're doing." She froze. I froze. My zipper froze. Man, that ice cream was cold. 10 ways to get out of a bowling alley without people noticing you have root beer float running down your pants. Put your hands over your stomach, double over, pretend you're about to throw up, and run out. Drop to the floor as if you're looking for a quarter that fell out of your pocket and crawl to the front door. Take your friends' drinks and pour them on them too, and tell everybody you're in a costume party as a root beer float. 4. Pull your shirt off your pants, pull it down to your knees, and hop out of the room like a rabbit. 5. Bowl yourself out of there. Get a running start. Dive belly first onto an oil slick lane, put your hands out in front of you, and head for the 10-pin. Exit on the other side of the pins. This is a little dangerous, so don't try it unless it's an extreme emergency. And then don't forget to keep your hands stretched out in front of you. You know, I could keep going with this list, but Papa Pete ordered me a fresh root beer float, and it just arrived. So I think I should finish the list yourself. Let me know what you come up with. By the way, did I mention to you that I won a medal today? I'm pretty sure it's real gold. But even if it isn't, I'm so proud. The Zippity end. I hope you enjoyed our story, guys. Take some time today, go outside, have some fun. Hopefully we'll see you real soon. Bye.